Hello everyone. Today I want to share with you clinical notes and what to avoid writing them. And I want to share with you some real life situations as well that happen in my practice, things that I've seen myself, even close to a dentist writing something as close to suicide notes in their own clinical notes. So you gotta be very, very careful what you write. So first, for credibility, my name is Khaled. I have been a dentist for 20 years. I own my own dental practice, Lakeside Dental Spa in Harvey Bay in Queensland. And I taught from 1 chair to 10 chairs, from 3 staff members to close to 40 team members. And you can check my details below for credibility. So I'll give you examples. Front office taking a phone call, patient is very rude. Then the front office writing the notes. Patient is extremely rude. Patient is such a pain in the ass. They said 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Or you have a patient in your chair and they keep opposing everything you say and they harass you. They start to kind of like threaten that they are going to complain against you or sue you or whatever. And again, you write, oh, this patient is such an idiot. He did 1, 2, 3, 4. She said that, and I feel some bad vibes about this patient. I don't like this patient. I don't want to see this patient ever again. Now, picture that there is a complaint process, and this difficult patient have the right to read their clinical notes, and they got access to their clinical notes, and they are reading the notes that they call them those names. Do you think this patient will even be more hostile in their complaint process, or will be a little bit less hostile? And also picture when the authorities or the dental board look at your notes, you will look extremely unprofessional. So you have to understand one thing, it's very important. And you have to train your front office, your DAs, your team members, your associate dentists. If you're an associate, you need to understand that patients have rights to their clinical notes. Patients have rights to read and access and have copy of your clinical notes without modifying them. So you have to be very, very cautious what you write. So what can you do instead? Because I think it's important that if you have an aggressive patient or a patient with certain characters that feel threatening towards you, it's very important to protect yourself and document this. So if there is a complaint process, the authorities or the dental board will look at your records and they understand now another side of the story. But you have to do it in a very professional way. First, you are a professional. Your team members should be professionals. They are a representation of yourself. So you have to train them to be professionals. You should do a lot better than that. So what can you do instead? Picture or imagine that you're a police officer and you're writing a police report. What does it mean? Facts, only facts, no emotions in the process, only facts. So for example, front office could write, quote unquote, I told the patient your appointment today is at 10 a.m. Patient reply, quote unquote, this is F, not acceptable, this is F and this. Write exactly what the patient said, quote unquote. Very, very important. Now you're being factual. You are writing exactly. And then if you want to write your analysis, you can do it again, a police report. I felt like the patient had an aggressive behavior towards me, or I felt like the tone of the patient was quite high, there is a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling. So explaining exactly, I don't feel comfortable, I don't feel safe seeing this patient again. I feel like my safety will be affected if I see this patient again. I'm not sure how this patient will react if they see me again. So be factual, be professional. Again, in the room, every time I mention the patient that they need a crown, the reply is quote unquote, this is bullshit or whatever. That's real life examples. And then they'll say, I will F whatever, sue you, because you have to fix this F whatever. Quote unquote, write exactly what the patient said. You can write your analysis. Every time I tried to help the patient with the answers, their reply was very hostile, was very aggressive. Actually, in some moments, I felt were going to physically attack me and I had to exit the room. So again, you're writing a police report in a way. So being professional is very, very important to protect you. And with the suicide note, I saw a clinical note from a dentist, really long notes. And luckily, the dentist now is retired and close to retirement when the notes was written. And they were writing something about the patient, that the patient was opposing their plan, and then they felt very drained at their appointment. They felt very tired mentally, and now they start to question their existence. They start to question whether they can keep going like that, treating patients, or they just end their career, end their life as well. he actually wrote that on the clinical notes. Extreme, very unprofessional, very risky if the authorities read these notes as well, because they might question their mental health and they register them or put the registration on hold. So, but luckily this dentist is in a very good place and retired and enjoying life at the moment. So be professional. Don't be emotional in your notes. Just be very, very professional. Be factual, as if you're writing a police report. If you want to write anything specific, you can write it as well in internal business note, not the clinical notes. So every business are entitled to have their own internal communication. You don't have to write it in the clinical notes as well. If you find this information helpful, please make sure you like it and share it with your friends and colleagues. If you want to hear more about my videos, please subscribe to my channel and I will notify you when more videos are released. Thank you so much for listening to me. It means a lot to me.